Hi everybody. This is my first time here as well. I've been following you for a little while now, and just based off of Instagram and some of the things that you said hit home, like real deal hit home. So I mean, my emotions be all over the place sometimes, and I need to really get a hold of it. I feel like sometimes I have a hold of it, and then sometimes I feel like I'm just all over the place.
Right.
So just basically watching some of your lives when you talk about management of emotions, I'm like, oh, I got to get in it. I need to get in there. So that's why I'm here.
Listen, I appreciate you saying that. One of the most important things about joining like groups like this Zoom is you have a chance to like talk freely about the stuff that you need to discuss with people that are on the same type of shit. A lot of times our issues, the things that we know we need to look at and have conversations about, the people around us ain't really in a positive space on that. You're going to get poor advice, or, it'll just be somebody that's going to listen, but not really help kind of steer you in the correct direction. So these type of Zooms are important. It's important for the culture. It's important, for it to become the norm for us. So I appreciate you sharing that. Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I'll go. This is Jordan. I was here in the budgeting Zoom like 2 weeks ago, which was an amazing Zoom. I shared it with everyone, all my notes. It even made my dad cry. But
why he cried?
Because he just said that like a lot of the information I shared was information that he's been like looking for, but he just didn't know how to receive it. He's a pastor now, but he was like a drug dealer before he became a minister. And like, I don't think he learned a lot like in between that shift.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm here to learn how to create healthy relationships with others, but like more so myself, or like with myself. And I'm also trying to, I think this is the first start to trying to break a codependent relationship with my father and my boyfriend as well. So, yeah.
Good. We definitely going to talk about that because emotions play a role in codependency, in trauma bonding, in poor choices. And then also one of the key things you said that I love, and I appreciate you for this, that you took your notes and you shared it with somebody else. The idea is as you gain new knowledge on stuff that's, vital to being better and just, the light bulb going off with life, sharing it with the people around you is so important. So as you grow, so as you elevate, they can understand where it's coming from. This is how you keep healthy relationships. So I appreciate you sharing that. Anybody else want to share? What brought you to this Zoom? Because we about to really talk about management of emotions.
Well, for me, it's a little bit of everything you say, which I feel a little bit like a dummy because I'm very aware, right? Most of your lives, when you talk about guys moving fast, they need a place to stay, or even if you knew them before. And I believe managing your emotions is like different layers. Because I don't know, I'm a parent, and I think I've come a long way when it comes to how to treat my kids. Because when you're mad, you have unresolved issues. You get to the point where you're mistreating your kids at some point. And then it's your kids, but then your family relationships, your romantic relationships. And as you said in many lives, and your trust issues, and it's a lot of things, but mainly how to manage my emotions, because sometimes I get to be in a place, I feel like I wanna, or I might snap and do something stupid that I don't wanna do, and I'm conscious, being logical. When I come down, I know I need to learn how to manage that, because I don't wanna be toxic for anybody, and not even for myself, keep getting myself in trouble because I'm emotional when it comes to decisions.
Right. And one of the main things you said that's so important is that when we don't manage our emotions, if you're raising children, you teaching them this. Even if you're not verbally telling them on purpose, you're showing it with the way that you act, with your decisions. Like over time, you're conditioning your children to believe that this is the correct way to operate. When you're on jobs, when you cannot manage your emotions, this is the perception that you're giving the employer, the company, or even if you're in business for yourself, you're giving your consumers the idea that this is you. And a lot of times we will act our way into shit emotionally and then turn around and try to talk our way out of it. Like, you ever seen somebody that they acting crazy, but they don't want you to think they're crazy? Or they make decisions based on feelings, but they want to say to you verbally, I ain't in my feelings, but I can see it. So it's almost like, you know, insanity, or you want us to be dumb because the way you act can match with what we're thinking, but you're telling us that what we're thinking is wrong. So I appreciate you sharing that. Anybody else wants to share what brought you to this Zoom? Managing emotions. If anybody talking, you on mute. One of the things I will say for some of y'all, if you reflect on your life and the stuff that's went on to get you where you're at, are you where you want to be? And where you're at, did you get there based on emotional decisions, or did you actually weigh out, use your common sense and decide things based on intention and purpose? Anybody else want to share what brought them to this Zoom before we get started?
Hi, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Frida. Hello, ladies. Hi. The reason why I'm here is it led to a post. Someone said that I should check you out, and I looked you up, and I liked what I heard. You're a very beautiful, lovely lady, you know. And the reason why I'm in this particular Zoom, I would like the budget one, but you was on tonight, so I had to go ahead and pay my fee and get in here, okay? So
definitely.
I just want to say, yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. This is a great Zoom to be in first before budgeting. The reason why is because, and you may not have extreme, you know, emotional issues or feel like you need to manage your emotions, but discipline with money, discipline with your time, discipline with your goal setting and planning, the things that allow you to really live in like a budgeting lifestyle and seeing your money, it requires management of emotions. A lot of people, like, let me put it to y'all like this. When you take marketing courses, and I've took tons of them, one of the ways that they teach you to be a salesman is to sell based on emotion. So for people that cannot manage their emotions, you're easy to sell, meaning it's easy to get people like you to spend money you don't got, or spend the money that you do got on things that you don't necessarily need or have planned for, and you're the easiest people to scam. There is books, pieces of literature that explains, like, in this country, like some of the biggest scams in America, from Ponzi schemes to pyramid schemes, they done playing on people's emotions, taking advantage of them because they are not thinking rationally. They are marketing to you some sort of item, idea, you know, action based on how you feel. So it's important to understand, like, if I want to level my life up, if I want to become successful with money, with business and shit like that, I have to be able to operate from a common sense, understanding space. Still feel what I feel, because we're going to talk about that first, but manage it to where I can actually make decisions while handling, compartmentalizing my feelings about stuff. Anybody else want to share what brought them to this Zoom? Anybody talking? If you're on mute, because most people in here are muted. Is there anybody that's in the Zoom because they're going through a breakup? They thinking about it. They quitting a job.
Me.
Go ahead. You said you going through which one?
I got in this Zoom because I actually did a one-on-one with you back in February. I had talked to you about a situation I was going through with a guy that I was dealing with, and I'm just now finally stopped dealing with him, and I still haven't, I guess, emotionally got through it.
Right.
I'm still going through the emotions.
If there's anybody like her going through it, thank you for sharing, going through a breakup, leaving a job. If there's anybody that feels like I'm in a relationship and I think I'm fucking my shit up based on my feelings, I really think I am, feeling some type of way about a lot of shit and we're arguing a lot. Excuse me, this is going to be a good Zoom for you. It's going to help you. Is there anybody in here going through that?
That I am.
Me too.
So I'm
I've been married for 5 years, and I've lost like a lot of weight. But when I first got married, I had a very low self-esteem, and I didn't have like any boundaries, or just was accepting anything. And now I'm on another level where I'm trying to elevate, and I'm not taking a lot of stuff, and he's not. I can't reciprocate that. I'm trying to figure out how to move forward either with him or without him, because a lot of stuff that he do, I don't tolerate. It's not cheating, but it's just a lot of things that I need from him that he not giving, and I need to learn I need to figure out how to, I don't know.
So let me ask you this, and for those of y'all that may be in relationships, you want to ask yourself this, right? Because one of the things that we don't do enough in relationships is discuss changes, right? We usually get into it about stuff once shit has already hit the fan or problems come up. But when you realize, okay, I want to set boundaries for myself. I've had self-esteem issues. I want to be better. The things that you are about to no longer tolerate, the stuff that you're going to change about yourself, it's important that you talk to him before like implementing these changes, to give a person a chance to decide like if they want to be on this, give them a heads up that, hey, I'm about to be different. Because a lot of times we don't realize the person is going to take it as if you're acting funny. Like you changed up on me. Like you switched it up.
But I let him know. I was like, look, I'm losing weight. Even when I started with 10 pounds, I was like, I'm telling you now, when I get to my goal, like and now I done lost 70 pounds, and I ain't.
So
it's
now
the dope.
listen, so you're in a marriage. Did you discuss it or did you just tell him?
You're right. I probably just told him.
You want to discuss it. The thing about being in relationships, especially for black women, we have to understand it's a partnership, and that our man is the male role. You know what I mean? We are the feminine one. You want to be vulnerable. You want to speak to them from a space where, you made up your mind as a woman. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm not going to tell my husband anything. We're going to have a conversation, and I want him to feel comfortable with the changes that I made. So it's not like a me versus him. Like, this is what I'm doing. Here's what you better do. It's I want to talk to you because you're my partner, and I still need you to feel like a leader, but I want you to understand, here is what I want to do to be better. And the better that I am to me, the better I can be to you. A lot of y'all gonna realize as you manage your emotions, you can communicate so much better. You will start not to care about saying things in a way where I'm getting my point across, but more so saying it for understanding. Make sense? Anybody
that brings
else?
me a point that I just wanted to say real quick, because I guess you can say that I'm in a relationship, but I don't know. He's in prison. We have a thing going on. He's in there. I don't know if he got arrested because of me or something, and that he was doing. He's in there. We start talking about back again, which for me at this point, I'm not even sure if he's with me for the right reasons, like you said, because I don't know how to read people, like you said too. So I was thinking, I even brought up this question that sometimes I don't know how to find a line between when it's to set my boundaries, but when it's too much that I sound rude or I'm being too much, So
I'm glad you said that. And I will share this before we get started. When it comes to boundaries, right? I tell you guys, if you've been in others, from getting the things from you that they're comfortable with. So when you set boundaries, this is why it's important. Like if you're like her, you're in a marriage, or if you're in a relationship that you value, you want to communicate the changes that you're going to make to your partner from a positive, submissive, I am doing this for the betterment of myself, which in tune or in the future will better us. Because if it comes off like you stating boundaries and these are just barriers I'm putting up, it's almost telling the person like you're blocking them out, like you're creating distance. And that's not good. Boundaries are about you being a stronger version of you, being able to protect the vulnerable parts of you to where I am not out here just being too open and becoming an emotional wreck. But as you set boundaries, people will, be upset, feel some type of way, try to challenge the boundaries that you're putting up if it puts them in a space where they can't get the stuff that they're comfortable with getting from you. So as you set boundaries, a lot of times they're not to just be announced as, oh, I ain't doing this no more. You can't do this no more. I ain't let you come over here no more. It's just you implementing them. And if you're in a serious relationship, you want to have a discussion about boundaries overall, and then let them know the things that you want to change about yourself, what boundaries you want to put in place, and get their opinion on them. Because relationships are a two-way street. Even when it comes to the stuff that you want to change about you, it has to be brought to the table as a discussion. If it comes as just like, I'm telling you this and this and this and this and that, the person is going to go get on the defense. They're going to take it a certain kind of way. Anybody else want to share? Anybody? Okay, cool. So I'm going to get started. So now